many things, but I think the biggest thing now is that we're really getting to grips with data. It's really getting the customers on board now, and the revenue from data is really picking up over the last 6 months. Of course, the company is still growing, and the country itself has come out of a very difficult period, drought, world economic crisis, political instability, but it's really doing well. So I think in general we've done pretty well over the last 6 months. Yeah, data is going to be big for us. I mean, both mobile and fixed data is going to be big. Mobile, I think, is going to be very big because we're expanding our 3G network even more across the country. We don't see there's any place where we shouldn't go with 3G, so 3G is going to be big. So mobile data is going to become very big for us. And then fixed data, both WiMAX and fiber, is going to grow considerably. So I say, yes, we're going to concentrate or prioritize, I would say, data over voice. But voice still will be, of course, the big mainstay of our revenue growth. We're very happy with the returns that we're having now because 3G, it's good revenue for us. I think we're already getting the returns on that. I really don't understand this. When we started out in 2000, we started with our competitor, which is Zain now. Then it was Cancel. We started on the same terms and conditions. They started before us, exactly the same time, the same regulatory environment, and they have been our competitor from the beginning. So the treatment that has been applied to them has been applied to us. We've had no special treatment. And we had two new competitors coming in 2007, both who came into the market understanding that there was a dominant player, was Safaricom, and knowing the conditions of the market. 1 year or nearly 2 years later, now they're starting to complain about the regulatory environment. 2 years ago, they didn't complain about it. Then they had big noise about how they were going to beat us and now they're going to be number one, etc., etc. Now they're complaining about the environment. To me, that is just, for me, it's a poor investment decision. You should have done your due diligence. The regulatory situation has not benefited Safaricom in particular. If anything, it's negatively, we have a negative impact on us because the regulator looks at us and sees us as big compared to our competitors and, maybe we should control them or curtail them or restrict them to some extent. But we have had no real benefit or no special treatment. On all the issues that we've been challenged on the regulatory side, we've always said we have no problem with it. Interconnect. You want to lower the interconnect rates? Fine. Lower the interconnect rates as long as they're based on cost. In fact, really the regulatory rates are determined not by us but by the regulator. So it's not our call. The regulator can make it what they want to make it. Actually the rules say that we should negotiate between each other and come to a rate, and that regulator just approves it. The regulator changed that and said, okay, this is the rate. So it's their call, not ours, and we've not opposed it. Same for number portability. We've never opposed number portability. We just said it's expensive, it doesn't work in many countries, but if you want to introduce it, introduce it. On off-net charging, it's a market determination. On the licensing fee, why should the government give away revenue for a license for an asset that belongs to the government for nothing? Why? 2 years ago when we bought our 3G license, everybody said it wasn't feasible, it wasn't worth it, there's no market for 3G in Kenya. We proved them wrong. So now they want the license for free. There's no economic justification for that, other than the fact is that they cannot make inroads into the market and they blame our dominance and therefore our dominance should be curtailed. But you look around Kenya, or you look around any country where there's been a dominant player, why do you want the regulator to help you? If you can do it on your own products and services, which you said you were going to do 2 years ago, then maybe you shouldn't be here. And I get tired of it because I get blamed for this and I say, it's not fair. We have not done anything wrong. We've not had any help. What we have done is we've understood our market better and we've launched products and services that people want and will use. And that is the key. If you look at our competitors, they've lowered their tariffs to where they are not even making any money. Now, it's our fault. We could have followed them. We've never abused our dominant position, because that's the key thing. If you look in the EU regulations, if you've abused your dominant position, then you should be controlled. But I could abuse my dominant position tomorrow, but I have never done it. So I think it's unfair criticism, and I think operators and competitors should compete fairly on a level playing field. It is very important. The problem is that we always look at East Africa from a big picture point of view, from the statistics that are published. If you come to this country, you'll see that The market is vibrant. There's a lot of business here. And it's very vibrant, and it's because East Africans in general are very entrepreneurial people, enterprising people, resilient people. And so the market is there. 70% of our economy is in the informal sector. And that's why it doesn't always reflect on the official figures. So this is a very strong market, and people should be here.